Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm so excited to be here today. It is August 20th, and we've got an hour full of fantastic information. And just so I want to tell you a little bit about The Buzz and what it is. Just in case you don't know, it's a fresh interactive panel discussion bringing together women entrepreneurs in one conversation to share and build upon each other's experience and expertise. The Buzz offers informative, uplifting, entertaining, like this fantastic music we just had, and thought-provoking conversation while brainstorming solutions, suggestions, and ideas as it relates to typical beefs, bouquets, and joys of being self-employed. Not an easy job. And just so you know, our objective is to provide a platform for sharing experiences and expertise, helping our community learn and grow from our successes earned and lessons learned. So I'm going to go right directly to our wonderful sponsor, Teresa Stanley. I just love what she's doing, and she's going to tell you all about it. Teresa Stanley is one of the senior coaches and marketing talent behind the Phoenix Taekwondo Club, proudly training 800 athletes in 9 different locations within Edmonton. She is the holder of a 6-degree black belt. Like, don't mess with this girl. I wouldn't even think about it. Teresa is fiercely passionate about mentoring young girls early in life and launched the innovative Girls on Fire conference workshops. And her signature program is dedicated to their empowerment. I love this program so much that I signed up to be the lunch sponsor, and I'm also taking a table so I can mentor 10 girls, and I'm so excited. I can hardly wait. So take it away there, Teresa.
Well, thanks, Dorothy. Thank you, everyone, for having me. It's great to be back on The Buzz. I just love it. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about our story about Girls on Fire. So it's interesting because when this whole idea came about I was actually sitting at in-person Womanition luncheon so long ago, and the speaker was actually talking about her 8-year-old daughter who had such low self-esteem and lack of confidence that she had suicidal thoughts. And I was just like, right in that moment, was so moved to think, this precious little 8-year-old child, my daughter's going to be 8 this year, to have even like that thought concept in her head at that such a young age. And I realized that these girls are being introduced to things a lot sooner in their life, like through social media, just through the internet and all that kind of stuff. And so self-image and self-esteem and confidence is affected a lot younger than we think. And so it moved me to do something. There was, honest to God, there was a voice from the universe that said, hey, you need to do something about this. And fast forward, we started with some small workshops. And then in 2019, we had our very first confidence conference, which had over 100 girls, where we spent the day just working through what our signature program, which is the Confidence Toolkit, and just teaching these girls a few little things to help them navigate their tween and teen life, and just give them anything that they can take, because all of their journeys are so different, and we just want to give them a little bit of something. So this upcoming confidence conference is sponsored by Donna Worthington and Dorothy is our lunch sponsor. We're really excited. A whole bunch of the ladies, I know, Laura Phil, you're one of the team coaches, and I'm not going to name them off. Doreen has the list of all of these amazing people that have sponsored to help mentor, because these girls need positive mentors. They need women to look up to, and they need us as women in business, and the women that are doing things today. They need us to set an example for them, because they might not have an example at home. And if we can be an example and get in front of our girls and help them, they're going to be the future. And so if we want to change the world, we need to change our girls. So again, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here and excited to listen to all of the Buzz beauties and all their topics. And I'll send it back to you, Dorothy. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is really exciting for me. I think I'm more excited about your events than my own events. And I got some pretty exciting events coming up. But anyway, Teresa, I'm so proud of you. And I love Teresa so much. I asked her a while back if she would be my president of my nonprofit, and she agreed. And she's just a wonderful spokesperson for us. So I'm going to turn this over to Doreen Kiley, and she's going to take over. So thank you so much, Teresa. Just adore you. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dorothy, and welcome everybody to our fabulous buzz show that we got planned for you today. And also, I want to compliment you as well, Teresa. Like, it is such a pleasure to work with you. When you get something in your head, when Teresa makes up her mind that she's going to change the world, she really does. So it's easy to follow her lead, and it's an honor to work with her and the Girls on Fire. So really super excited about being a part of that. But we're back with the buzz. All right, so we got a little bit of housekeeping stuff here. We got a great panel lined up for you. This is episode 20 of the buzz, and we're going to be talking about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the big white elephant. I'm not talking about the big white flower that Dorothy has behind her. I'm talking about the big white elephant in the room. All right, so we're going to move through that. I want to just a couple other things. Special thanks, of course, to our ongoing tech support, the lovely Miss Catherine Sekeli Stevens, the networking web. She's with Womanish South on page 4, and I think she might be moving on down the highway. I don't know. You might get to see her at the magazine launch in Edmonton, so that's exciting. And she's been a pleasure to work with. Also, we got a new format for the buzz. So for those of you who have just tuned in or hearing a little bit about our show and the program, what we're doing is we're showcasing all of the Alberta Womanish experts in their areas of expertise. So every month we have a different theme. So we had January, Money Month. We have February was health and wellness. March, of course, is marketing. April is networking. May was sales. June was branding. And now, and July, sorry, was self-care. And now August is be comfortable being uncomfortable. So after August, we're halfway through the year, ladies. Like, it's hard to believe. We are moving on into, actually, I just want to make a note that we're skipping September because we're going to be very busy with the magazine launch and everything in both of the cities. So we will be skipping in September, and we'll be moving into October after that. Okay, so that takes care of everything of housekeeping items that we have. So episode 20 of the buzz, being comfortable, being uncomfortable, starts right now. Okay, our first panelist. Let me tell you a little bit about this firecracker. Her name is Laurafil Aguinaldo, and she has another new last name, and now it's escaping me. I'll let her tell you about that. But she's going to be talking to us today about get your rear in gear. And that's not the words that she used when we talked, but I thought that would be more suitable for the program today. But we all know what that means. And here's a little bit about Laurafil. She's an award-winning entrepreneur. She's a mom of 2. She's widely regarded as the most ambitious woman in the Philippines who chased her Canadian dream for the future of her 2 children. And now she's the proud founder of Canajan Inc., a janitorial service serving residential and commercial areas in Edmonton and Alberta North. She went from 0 clients to 197 clients in just 2 years. 2 years. She's been nominated for several awards and recognized for her motivation to succeed. And she's also nominated for the Superlative Awards as well, which will be coming up in November. So, Laurafil, I know you've got a great story to tell us. Take it away.
Woohoo! Thanks, Doreen. First of all, thank you so much, Dorothy and Doreen, for inviting me for this wonderful event. And and I really appreciate and giving you my trust to share my wonderful story to you that we should keep on going and just do it. So actually, I Googled this kind of title, like get your year in gear. And it's a military term, which is formal, like just do it and keep going. And because I have like a winning mindset mentality. So since ancient times, society has always praised winners. Winning is and has become the central core of society, and everything that we do revolves around this one dynamic. And benefits of winning, you start feeling better about yourself and you improve your confidence, you boost up your moral, and your desire to win becomes greater than the fear of losing. And I have some tips here to keep going in life. I've been in the Philippines. Who's among here are plan oriented? I guess I can see that in this, right? But I am the one who's plan oriented. So I've been in the Philippines and planned there everything. All my employees are set up for 2 months. But what happened to me? It failed because I got extended for another 2 months. My husband left me in the middle of the air, and I am the CEO. I'm in the Philippines, and my foundation is services. So who do you think will do the thing just to keep going? Only me. Everything is possible. And you know, in life, sometimes we're suffering ups and downs, right? And sometimes it's normal to feel down in our life. And me, of course, I felt down because I have nothing to depend on. But here's the thing that only I have. I just have to keep going. Never give up. This is my dream. Okay, my plan doesn't work. I failed, yes. But here's the thing. I have to keep going. I have to finish what is my vision in my life. And I have my 20 years vision in my life. So that's the only thing that I have to do. That's why I'm just going to give you these tips how to keep going. First is it start with a winning mindset. Who are the winner? Of course you. Who are your enemy? Of course you. It's only yourself, not nobody else, not Dorothy. She's not your enemy. Not the rich, she's a nice lady. She's not, right? But yourself. Yourself is your enemy. If you're telling yourself that, okay, I should surrender, I should give up, then you are the one who is suffering that. You are the one who's telling to yourself that you are a loser. Then what is your big why? You should have a big why in your business, not only in business, in life. Why you're doing this, why you're breathing. And do things as your challenge. Everything that happens in our life, it is a challenge. It is not only the way that you are giving up in your life. I'm losing my employees when I was in the Philippines. 3 of them, I'll lose them. And my foundation is services. So how can I take care of these wonderful clients that I have? Nobody. But only I ask universe. Universe, I know you can help me how to finish this. I know how to keep going in my life. Just keep going. The second is don't be afraid to fail. Yes, we're only human. Everybody can fail. Thomas Edison, how many times he got failed on his lightning thing? Many times, 100 times. And then you only fail once and then you give up. Call the cab driver and then call 911 if you gave up already, right? You shouldn't let fail demotivate you. You should get the best out of it. And you should use that lesson as a guide to help you win next time. Okay, today I lost, but next time, tell to yourself, I will be the winner next time. Always tell that to yourself. Third tip is learn something new. Don't be a know-it-all syndrome. Yes, I am. I am the one like that. I know it. Oh, I know that already. But you don't know anything. You don't know the reason why it happened to you. Sometimes you have to be humble that you don't know anything because you never know. Right? Yes, you're already expert. Yes, you already read 1,000 pages of book, but you still need to learn. Yes, you are 80 years old, 90 years old, but still you have to learn something new. You have to be humble to learn something new. And for me, when I got on my vacation, I learned a lot of lessons. And one lesson is you have to love yourself, take care of yourself. And lastly, you have to appreciate yourself. Because if you didn't appreciate yourself, you're not gonna be a winner in your life. Next is maintain your health. You can see I'm still beautiful. See, you love yourself, right? You have to love whoever you are. You have to love what you have right now. Yes, you feel down sometimes. Sometimes you don't have motivation to have a makeup because you don't have nowhere to go because it's pandemic. Then what? Don't lose yourself. Always maintain your health. Get 8 hours of sleep and take a nap. And if you have a partner, get some sex. Adult thing here. Right?
Good
And
job, Laura Phil. Good job. Those are all really great points. You know, what I really love about you is that, you know, Laura Phil, you have the ability to laugh at yourself. And you know, anybody who takes life too seriously, and then what? Then we die. Like, you have to be able to laugh at yourself. You have to have humor. And some of the things that you were talking about, like, I know I didn't live it, you did, but I know that you went through a really tough adventure to get yourself to Canada. You couldn't even speak English. You had, talk about being uncomfortable. You were super uncomfortable, but you made your own comfort zone as a result. And winner, it was so funny. Laura Phil is one of our coaches for Girls on Fire. And I sent her a note the other day and I said, listen, we're going to put your company name on the t-shirt and it's going to say Laura Phil's team and all of that. She wrote back to me and she said, I want my t-shirt to say winner. So that was great. Very good job. I want to throw it open to the panel, Dorothy and the other ladies. Have you got some comments you'd like to add to Laura Phil's story?
Well, I'm just really impressed with Laura Phil. I've hired her. We are both each other's clients, and I absolutely love that. And this girl has tenacity like I haven't seen. And whatever she said today, this is true about her because I know this girl. She is like my daughter. So I just want to thank you. You did it. That was a great conversation, Laura Phil. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd like to say something as well. Laura Phil, congratulations. I'm really proud of you as well. I mean, you know, your resiliency and just being able to pick yourself back up and keep moving on. I mean, I respect that a lot. I really do. So good for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anybody
I love
else?
your sass. I love your sass and your attitude because that emanates, and the confidence that oozes out of you is unbelievable. But you call it like it is. There's no feeling sorry for yourself. Pick it up because you're right. No one else will do it for you. So good on you.
Yeah, that was amazing, Laura Phil. I love listening to you. And I love the tips you gave. And I am like a health advocate. And I love that you brought health into it because when we don't feel good, we're not going to have a winning mindset. So I think taking care of yourself, your self-love, your self-care, your health are such important pieces to this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And here's a really cool quote, I think, that sort of talks a little bit about the things that Laura Phil was talking about. It says, get comfortable being uncomfortable because average minds achieve average things. Average achievers gravitate towards people and things that don't challenge them. I don't ever want to be so comfortable that I stop growing. So challenge yourself and get uncomfortable. Love that. If you want to soar like an eagle, you better stop hanging around with turkeys. That's all I can say. We want to be green and growing, and we don't want to be ripe and rotting. So right on. Good job, Laura Phil. Perfect. I'm moving on to our next panelist now, ladies. Everybody here has got such a wealth of wisdom. I love learning more about all of you. And I also want to say that we have a chat for all of our participants that are online with us. We can't see you and you can see us, but you have access to the chat box and we'd love to hear from you. I'd like to incorporate your comments as we move along. As a matter of fact, yeah, Mary Weber's with us. She says, wonderful, Laura Phil, and congratulations on all of your achievements. Darlene here is with us, and she says, your mindset is key to your success. And of course, Catherine is still laughing because she thinks Laura Phil is amazing. Laura Phil should be a comedian. All right, so we're going to move on to our next panelist, and really excited about Jessica Dirksen, and I just really have seen you blossom over the past number of years, Jessica, and just love the work that you're doing. So Jessica's going to talk to us today about you're stealing your own time, which makes me think that we're kind of like our own worst enemies sometimes. So let me tell you a bit about Jessica. She's the founder of True to Your Lifestyle. She is a certified health and life coach. She's a speaker, a facilitator, and host of the True to You podcast. Cool. Jessica focuses on mastering your habits, finding your purpose, and living a life that you love. Where did we ever hear that before? Living a life that you love. Reminds me of you, and it reminds me of Stacy Berger. She always says that. So while feeling incredible from the inside out, Jessica says her motto is, if you want a different ending, then you need to tell a different story. So I love that. So tell us a story, Jessica.
Okay, thanks, Doreen and Dorothy, for having me. I'm excited, and I really love this topic. And as a coach, my focus, just like you just mentioned, Doreen, is to help you find your passion, discover your purpose, master your habits, to live a life you love, but to live a life that's true to yourself. So what does that really mean when we're living into our truth, when we're living a life that's true to us? We feel expansive, right? We feel really good. We feel energized. And when we're doing things that aren't really our truth, that maybe we don't really want to do, we don't enjoy, maybe they rub us the wrong way, we have a really like contractive feeling. Things feel like yucky, icky. But, and this is a really big but that I want to address and talk about today. And this but is the topic of today. So sometimes things that we need to do, the actions we need to take, are uncomfortable. And there's a big difference between an uncomfortable feeling, and then this yucky feeling, this feeling of things rubbing you the wrong way, the things that aren't in alignment with who you are. And I think that most of us on here today will agree that life is about growth. And we have to sometimes go through not the yucky things, not the things that aren't true to who we are, but the things that are uncomfortable, the things that will help us grow into the person that we are desiring to be and have the businesses that we would love to have. So you can put this in the chat if you'd like. If not, that's okay. Just think for yourself. But does any of these statements sound familiar to you? I'll send that email after I fold the laundry. I'll follow up with that potential client once I'm done doing my errands. I'll send in the proposal, after I get home from my weekend away. I'll start eating better, or I'll start working out once I start eating better for a week, but I'll start eating better after summer. Oh, and then, Halloween's here and Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'll just start eating in the new year, eating better in the new year. So I'll start working out in the new year, right? Does any of that stuff kind of sound familiar? So we often, maybe even I'll plan and execute this event once I have more experience with more clients. But how are you getting the experience from the clients if you're always making excuses not to make the calls, or not to send the emails, or do the speaking events? All of these excuses that we create in our head, they lead to a cycle of getting nothing done, of not taking action. And all of these excuses are literally you stealing your own time. You're stealing your time away from yourself, and you're playing this game in your head, this back and forth of should I, shouldn't I, right? And I bet the action that you need to take would take a lot less time than the amount of time that we waste within our own minds thinking about making the excuses to not do something. And yes, 100% the action that you need to take is going to be uncomfortable. That's why you're not doing it. That's why you're coming up with these excuses. That's why you're stealing your own time. But the discomfort is where we grow. And that's truly where we live into our best selves and truly live into our best life. And so today, I just want to share two things with you to help you get comfortable being uncomfortable. And the first one is to write out a fear list. So write out a fear list. And the second one, and I'll come back to the fearless in a second, but the second one is to do something every day that makes you uncomfortable, something small. So a perfect example of something that I started doing probably in May or June is every single day I take a 5-minute cold shower before I heat it up and finish my shower. And it's cold and it's uncomfortable. And it's been months and it's still uncomfortable, but it's training me how to show up in this discomfort, right? It's training me how to talk to myself, how to talk myself through it, how to breathe through it, the power of breath. And so ultimately what it's doing is it's training me for other situations and circumstances and actions I need to take in my life that make me uncomfortable, training me how to show up in that and how to keep pushing through it. So you're going to do something every day that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, nothing crazy. And you're going to write that fear list that I mentioned. So it's probably like a year ago, I wrote out a list of all the things that I'm afraid of. And these are things that, like, my own fears to you, they might be crazy and ridiculous. So there's things like horseback riding. I have a serious fear of horses, but I want to go horseback riding, rollerblading, skydiving, going over a suspension bridge over water. And I did that this year. I got to cross it off. But all of these things are things that like scare the crap out of me. But I'm committed to doing them because I'm committed to my growth. And even though none of these things are related to business, all of them get me into the right mindset and the right like mental space to help push me through the fear of discomfort, right? Which ultimately trains us in all these other areas in our life. So it's not just about the horseback riding and all that. So you're going to write out the fear list, and then you're going to do something every day just to make you a little uncomfortable, to learn how to work your way through it. And knowing that if you want to be a leader within your own life, whether that's at home, as a parent, as a business owner, within your community, means doing the things that might not be comfortable, right? But they're needed to get you into the life and the business that you want to be living. So we can't let the fear of discomfort rule our lives forever and control what we do or do not do. So the public speaking, calling the client, speaking up for the things that we believe in, sending in those proposals, starting the business, starting the program. Those are the cold shower moments. Those are those horseback riding moments, the jumping out of the plane moments, right? They're scary, but after they're over, you feel alive and you feel like you are living into your truth, your purpose, and you feel so, so good. So I'm going to leave you with this. Stop stealing your time. And comfort is so overrated. Just get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
That was really good. I'll tell you something, Jessica, you reminded me of, I stopped using my treadmill for about 2 years. And then, of course, when I got my cancer scare, just this last January, a year after my surgery and radiation, January, I'm going to start working out on my treadmill again. And I have since January. I haven't stopped. And I could hardly move. I was getting like really stiff and sore. And now, hell, I think I could run a marathon. Like I'm really... So thank you so much for that, because it's really important. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. I don't care. And so thank you for encouraging people to continue on with their health regime. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I absolutely love this fearless thing. Like, I'm going to do that. Like, honestly, and I think of people like women leaders and people that have mentored us over the years. And just because Dorothy's on the screen, I'm just going to pick on her, but man, she's really thrown some things at me that I'm not going to admit to her that I'm afraid to do, because I'm like, I can do this. But you know what? Those are the kinds of people that push you. One of the quotes I have here that goes right in with what Jessica was saying is that, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So if you're feeling uncomfortable right now, ladies, you need to know that the change is taking place in your life is a beginning. It's not an ending. So yeah, procrastination is a horrible thing. And we all do it. I do it too. It's like you've got this big green monster and I got to deal with this thing and I got to deal with this thing. And like Jessica says, you keep putting it off and putting it off. And all of a sudden you're making yourself physically sick. is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
After it's done, it's like someone took a load of potatoes off your shoulders. Like, honestly, okay, I'm going to throw it open to the girls here. Yeah,
Yeah,
jump
Couldn't
in.
agree. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was
Go,
really
Karen.
excited to write out my fear list too. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm going, you know what? I haven't really looked at what I'm afraid of lately. So wouldn't that be interesting? So I'm going to make a couple of notes and see. So thanks for the reminder. It was great.
I love the connection that you made to the physical, Jessica, to the business. And I am extremely scared of heights. And I went and conquered this sort of the same thing. And I did a Spartan race maybe 3 years ago. And my sister-in-law who did it with me, she knew how scared I am of heights. And there was this big structure. And the first thing she did is she looked at the structure and she looked at me and she says, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, one step at a time. Like, I'm going to go through that. I got talked down by somebody at the top of the structure. And then next time I did the race, I talked somebody else down on the structure. So it's this domino effect. And it made me feel invincible because I'm like, if I could do that and I didn't get hurt and I didn't die, I didn't, nothing bad happened, but anything else, it pales in comparison, right? Like you can put yourself out there in so many different ways. So I love starting with the physical. I think that it has an incredible mind shift. So thank you for sharing that.
Me, yeah, I like what Jessica said about life is about growth and it's all about the horseback riding, literally as well. Because as what Rose said as well, I have scared of heights. And I tried this horse and then I thought it's just, just horseback riding. And I didn't know that we're going to the top of the mountain in the Jasper. So I'm so scared, say, oh my God, universe, I know I still have purpose in the world, please. So, but because of that experience, after that, we went in the top of the mountain. After I went down, I felt better. And I said, oh, so now if I can do this now, then I can face everything. So yeah, it's right that Jessica said, right, about your being fearless, because it's about mind, right? If you said to yourself that you're scared, then you're gonna be scared. But if you check what is the reward after you doing this, you're focusing on that, then you never know that you already face your fear.
So true. So true. One of my fears, and I hate to tell people this because then if somebody wants to freak me out, they can freak me out now because they'll know what one of my fears are. But we have a little lake lot out at Alberta Beach and we have our trailer park there for the summer. And I don't like spiders. I don't know how they get in, but every once in a while, a spider gets into my trailer, and God forbid. And so I'll get into the trailer, and usually I'll say, "John, come in here, get this spider out of here." And finally, I thought, "Damn it, I got to deal with this. I'm just going to deal with it." And I grabbed the tissue, and I'm not like John. He tries to save the spiders. He puts them outside. I take my Kleenex and I smack those spiders. But honestly, that is a fear that I have, and I force myself to deal with that. Another quote here that I've got, it says, when evolving, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable and know that discomfort is a sign of growth. So when you're uncomfortable, guess what, people? You're growing. You're facing your fears. Change is happening within you. So it's a good thing to be uncomfortable. Anybody else out there have any more comments? We're good. Anybody else scared of spiders? Oh, good. I don't want to be the only one. Absolutely. All right. So we're going to move on now to our next panelist. And again, any of the panelists, any of the people that are on the chat, feel free to put your comments in the chat, and I'd be happy to incorporate those in our program as we move through. So we have a very special panelist named Rose Simard-Beauchamp. And I love the title of her talk. She says, "Why playing it safe is killing you." Love that. So let's learn a little bit more about Rose. Rose Simard is on a mission to help people better their relationships by guiding her clients navigate the complexities and conflict with grace, harmony, and integrity. She founded Kim. Am I saying that right, Rose?
Kaim.
Oh, Kaim. Oh, okay. I know it's spelled C-A-I-M, but it's pronounced Kayem. Okay, perfect. And she has founded Kayem to provide professional divorce and business services that combine the emotional and the practical support before, during, and after divorce as it relates to both their present and future finances. And Rose also helps them to brainstorm through best solutions and create new opportunities to live better than ever after divorce. And there is life after divorce. I'm here to tell you that. Dorothy's here to tell you that. Anybody else on the screen been divorced or going to be anytime soon? Okay, so we get it. So Rose, we're excited to have you. So take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doreen. Quick spider story. When I first got married, I don't like spiders at all. I went to bed and my husband snuck into the bedroom and he crawled along the floor, put his hand up the blanket, and then went in and pretended there was a spider crawling on my leg. Well, I just jumped. But the reason he did it is that when I actually get scared, I actually go into laughing. Like I actually laugh. So he does it to make me laugh. So when I'm like, it's not funny, but I go into hysterical laughing. So anyways.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, playing it safe is killing us. And I just want to share with you, we're reminded every day in the news that there's so many dangers of taking too much risk all the time. We hear about stock market crashes and our retirement savings going like tanking. We hear about oil companies losing billions of dollars and people getting laid off, thousands of people losing their jobs. We hear about murders and accidents almost every day. Mm-hmm. Businesses, families, and individuals, they're all ruined in a shocking fashion. And there are warning signs everywhere. Watch yourself. Don't do anything stupid because the bad things can happen. Unfortunately, we rarely hear the warning signs about playing it safe. We don't see news headlines that says low risk approach forces local business to file for bankruptcy. Or stunningly conservative move pushes global pharmaceutical company to the brink of failure. Or the saddest of them all, man retires after a mediocre career and feels painful remorse for never having laid anything on the line. So why is this? I'm sorry, my mouse just kind of died. Yeah, there we go. So why is this? It's because the dangers of playing it safe aren't sudden. They're not obvious and they're not dramatic. They don't actually make the news. They don't make the headlines. And instead, they develop slowly over time and they're almost impossible to pinpoint. And it often makes them even more dangerous than the high profile mistakes that we see and you hear about in the news. And it's like a slow leak in a tire. We don't see or feel these dangers on a daily basis. And we only become aware of them when we realize we're stuck and we're not really sure how things happened. So the dangers of playing it safe are hidden. They are the silent killers. It's never reaching your potential. It's dreams that never become a reality. And the regrets and guilts that affect our confidence and outlook on life. It's when we stop learning from our experiences and we miss opportunities that we can never get back. Mm-hmm. And we become paralyzed with indecision because we doubt ourselves. And when we play it safe, the real problem is that we're scared shitless. We're afraid deep down, okay? We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of success, the flip side of it. We're afraid of change. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of commitment. We're afraid of not being good enough. And often we're afraid because we don't know what we should do. And when we play it safe, it means we're not willing to win at the game of life. So can I ask you a question? Are you playing it safe or are you playing to win? Think about it. Look back over your life and think about the things you could have done, the opportunities you could have taken, the people you could have befriended, the experiences you could have savored. From where you sit now, it's pretty easy and clear that there are things that we should have acted on. And in retrospect, those things weren't scary or risky at all. They were just probably different and new. Mm-hmm. They were in actuality probably blessings that you walked away from. Yeah. It's a pretty sobering and outright sad thought, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, While it's dangerous in the long run to avoid risk, it just feels better in the moment, and that's why we tend to play it safe. So consider these questions and take note how you answer. Do you often feel bored? Are you regularly having enough fun? Do you feel lazy or unmotivated? Do you avoid new experiences? Do you wish you laughed more? When was the last time you had a good story to share with others? And has it been a while since you even learned something new? If any of those resonate with you, you might be playing it again, playing it safe. So let me ask you again, are you playing it safe, or are you playing to win at the game of life? So the one thing is that before we can make changes, we have to be aware of the signs that suggest we're playing it safe. So consider these questions. Oh, we went back there. I already did that. All right. So lost my time, lost my thing. So I want you to do yourself a favor. The next time you find yourself playing it safe, run yourself through this quick exercise. Take the emotional power away from your fear and look at the situation as pure data. I know this sounds incredibly simple, and it is, but when you take the emotional issue and make it logical, you're more likely to make a good decision, and then it'll become easier over time to take risks and get out of your comfort zone. So remember this, if you risk nothing, then you risk everything.
That
Wow.
was really good. Loved it. So you know what, Rose, you brought something up to me. Like a lot of people, you said people are afraid of the success. And you know what I really think it is? Because when you come up with a new idea and you try it out, it means you have to do more work. So that lazy part comes into there as well. Because if you want to try something, well, I better not do that because then I'm going to spend, 2 hours a week extra instead of laying on my butt on the couch, right? So thanks for that. That was amazing. You're such a good speaker. Absolutely loved what you said. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also just want to jump in up, Rose, when you first mentioned like the news and stuff, I think that's important to recognize because a lot of times we have to be aware of what we're consuming, right? And when I say consume, I don't just mean food and drink, like what we're listening to and watching to. And what if you're, some people are like, watch the news 24/7 and they instill so much fear in you. And then that at like a subconscious level, that makes you afraid of everything and so much in life, right? And like walking out your front door to growing a business. So I think paying attention to what you're allowing into your mind is really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
Rose, I really like the fact that you kind of gave us a gentle reminder to take some of the emotion out of things. As women, we can be a little more emotional. So that was a good reminder. Thank you.
I just wanted to add to that. Rose is right. You have to laugh sometimes. So if you want to laugh, my contact number is on the right side of your thing, and then just call me, and then I can give you a more laugh.
That's excellent. Excellent. I've got a quote here. Be willing to be uncomfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. It may get tough, but it's a small price to pay for living a dream. And that was Peter McWilliams. And also, success is awarded to those, like Dorothy said, to those willing to do the uncomfortable. So success is there for you if you're willing to put in the time, the effort, the sweat equity, and not being afraid to try something new and different. Oh my gosh, if we were all the same, we all did the same things, this would be a pretty boring planet to live on. So we need to be bold, we need to push ourselves and get comfortable being uncomfortable. Angie Gies. I loved what you talked about. And you know what? One of the things that you said, Rose, made me sad. And, it really is sad when you think that you reflect, like you just said, are you bored? When was the last time you tried something new? All those kinds of things that you mentioned. First of all, I checked off all the boxes. I've done everything that you've said. So I feel like, okay, I'm on the right track. But you know what? How many people, when was the last time someone said to you how bored they were? I'm like, my God, how can you be bored? I never have enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. I don't know about you girls, but I don't have time to be bored. I got to create new ideas and I got to keep myself busy. I got to make more money. The more ideas I come out with, maybe the more clients I can attract. How can anybody be bored? I don't get that. Sorry, go ahead. It's like, I just had to get that off. I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And if you want something done, you ask the busy person. You don't ask the person sitting around doing nothing, right?
Right.
The action, the doer is the one, the momentum and doing all that. But yeah, it's definitely, and as a parent, I don't know how many times we've ever heard our kids, I'm bored, or I need this. And you're just like, if I had a nickel for every time, I'd even say, because I'd still be rich if I had a nickel, not just $1, but just the nickel. And it's just like, well, my kids learned that never to come back and tell me that. Like, they need to look busy, otherwise I will find them something to do.
Oh, yes. We must have had the same growing up, because my mother used to have a list of things. And honestly, if we ever opened our mouth and said we were bored and we didn't know what to do with ourselves, she said, well, you just come right over here. I've got a list of 50 things around here that need to be done. So yeah, definitely. Great things never come from comfort zones. Great things never come from comfort zones. All right, how we doing, ladies? Everybody enjoying it so far? Oh, we got a comment over here. Catherine says, take a nickel out of their allowance for every board comment that they deliver. Oh, I love that, Catherine. And I don't even think Catherine has kids, but that was a good comment. I like that. Those of us who have children, yeah, let's subtract. Let's debit their allowance. Sounds good to me. All right, we're moving right along. We're doing good. I'm just loving this, guys. All these things we're talking about, this is real life stuff. And it's just amazing to hear that that there's so many things that can be done. And there's so many things that we experience that are actually good signs. So when we're uncomfortable, when we're procrastinating, we need to give ourselves a kick in the rear, like Laura Phil said. But right now, we're going to get a kick out of Karen Michelle West. Karen is going to be talking to us about something that I know is very near and dear to her. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. Let me tell you a little bit about Karen. Karen West has mastered the art of being comfortable, being uncomfortable by saying yes. As an experienced junkie, I love this, as an experienced junkie, she has had more failures than success. Well, first of all, that takes a big person to say that. I mean, those of us, we all can relate, but how many of us actually put it out there and say that? She lives like a Roomba vacuum. Anybody know what a Roomba vacuum is? You know, it goes along and then it hits a wall and then it turns around and it pivots and it goes the other direction. This is great writing, Karen, by the way. So when you hit a wall, you simply pivot and you keep moving forward, because that is where the living is. I love that, Karen. I'm really excited to hear what you're going to share with us today. So take it away, girl. And also, you know what, Karen is the newest member of the Womanition agreement holder family. And for those of you who don't know, Karen is stepping up and she is going to become the agreement holder for Womanition Red Deer. Like, wow, this woman hasn't got time to get bored. She's got a half a dozen things on the go, and I'm excited, and we want to help her grow Red Deer. And we're going to get a whole bunch of new clients as a result, and a whole bunch of new women that we can add to our arsenal of Womanition Community Alberta. So good on you, Karen, and congratulations.
Right on. Thank you so much. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for your time. I have made peace now, and I actually embrace being uncomfortable. And why do you think that is? Well, it's because I've learned that all your opportunities to grow and to be on purpose are all completely outside of your comfort zone. And you have to get out of your comfort zone, just like you have to get out of bed every day. If you don't get out of it, nothing good can come from staying under the covers or inside that comfort zone. So for me, discomfort started very young. I was small, I had red hair and freckles, which made me an absolute bully magnet. But as the bullies in life soon discovered, I'm actually a fighter, and I fought to claim my place in this world. But boy, did I get my ass kicked along the way. I was naturally curious and fiercely independent while charging into my fate. And I learned to love it all, no matter what happened to me. Maybe not at the time, but definitely with the wisdom and compassion of hindsight. Looking back, I can see how everything had to happen in order to get me here, right now. I had 3 divorces, personal and a business bankruptcy, crumbled business partnerships, and more than 5 other failed business attempts. But I embraced it all. In life, there is no substitute for experience, let me tell you. But, you know, amongst all those failures, I've had some of the most incredible successes and treasures I would have never had I not stepped into the fire. And you know, that's what really matters, and that's what counts and makes the difference, is when you step up and step out. So my latest mantra from Marcus Aurelius, who was the leader of the Roman Empire, is actually amor fati, and it simply means love your fate. So I want you to embrace this thought. Whatever you throw on a fire becomes fuel for that fire. Doesn't matter what you throw on it, anything and everything, burn it through. So when things go wrong at work or in your personal life, you want to say amor fati, I love it. And when you know, you get put on the spot, or someone pushes you out of your comfort zone, you lose someone close, you fall ill, you have an accident, you suffer a job loss or financial crisis, just say, I love it. This is exactly what I need to have happen to me right now, and I'm going to be better for it in the end. Let every single thing that's happening to you become fuel for your fire so that you can burn brighter. Now, we all know that it takes an enormous amount of pressure and a lot of time to turn coal into a diamond. And those sharp cuts and chipping away are simply facets that allow that diamond to shine from within. You can only get that kind of pressure and that stripping away of what hides your shine when you step out of your comfort zone and into the arena of life. And life is always going to meet you where you are. Make sure you're not staying in bed or in that comfort zone. So the term trial by fire is actually a really good analogy, and you need to learn to love it, not just accept it, not tolerate it, but really love it, because it's making you who you were predestined to be. When you choose, like consciously choose to focus on the moments and not on the monsters that may or may not lie ahead, you can experience the best life ever. And I mean that. Yes, you will be afraid. That's normal. We all have fears, but you need to face it. You need to feel it, and then you need to do it anyways. Don't let one more day go by that you don't rise, step out of your comfort zone, just do it. Like Jessica said, start small if you have to. Do one thing that makes you feel uncomfortable every day. Notice it and celebrate it too. You don't want to miss that opportunity. I have failed many more times than I've succeeded in ventures and in my personal life. And you know what? I love it because I'm not a failure. I'm stronger, wiser, and a better person for it. I met so many wonderful people along the way. I've learned so much about life, and I've learned so much about myself. Mm-hmm. All of that pressure built my resilience like coal to a diamond. All those losses and trauma became like facets that cut into that diamond, allowing me to shine brighter and light the way for others. So this is what you need to do. Change your perception of what's going on for you right now. See it as it is. Now you can't change what is, so embrace it and see what this might be trying to teach you, or how it's possibly building your resilience so that you can move closer to what was destined for you. Love your fate, embrace your fate, and run towards it always, in spite of any fear or being uncomfortable. Keep moving forward, keep rising, and never, ever give up. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. So I have a comment, if that's okay, Doreen.
Yeah.
You know, like because of the failure part, we all have had failures, but you know, one of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett, he said in an interview that you will fail 70% of the time with whatever you do. So what? Look what you're gaining. You're gaining the experience, like you said, Karen. So that was an excellent, excellent, excellent talk. And I want to thank you so much. That was wonderful.
It sure was. I get inspired just listening to your story, Karen, because, you know, much like Laura Phil, you never gave up on anything. Like, you know, you had a bad day today. Maybe we have a cry once in a while, and then we wake up the next day and we go, okay, we're on with life. We're on with life. Up, moving forward, always, always growing, always. I'll throw it open to the rest of the panel there. Jump in, ladies.
Yeah, Karen, I love what you said. And that perception piece is so important. And like 2 days ago, my husband's out of town and I opened my fridge and the water, you know, like is pouring out. And I don't know what to do. I'm like, what? And I'm like about to lose it. And I stop myself. And it's like 8 a.m. and I have a full day of work and clients. And I'm thinking, okay, I can let this ruin my day. Or I could just get on my computer, Google the fridge and figure out what to do. Like turn the switch off. Where's the switch? This is all I need, right? But taking that second of that awareness, okay, where is my thought process going? And can I change my perception of what the situation is and look at the facts? So I loved your talk.
Awesome.
I love Karen as well. She's one of the member in the Edmonton Dollar Club. And, you know, she's deemed as a serial entrepreneur woman. Said, oh, I'm so scared. She's a serial entrepreneur. But yeah, she's like an opportunity goer, and I really like her enthusiasm in the business, because she can do everything, right? So if she can do everything, how about us, right? So we can do everything as well as what she has, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? Anytime that you're having a bad day and you think that things are really sucking, well, you know what? Just give Karen a call. And she'll slap you a couple of times and say, hey, put your big girl panties on. You can do this. Yes, you can. And here's a great comment from Mary Weber here. Mary is just complimenting you, Karen. Very inspirational. And she also says, what an asset to the Womanition team. Congratulations. And you know what? We're not just growing the Womanition team here in Alberta. We are growing Womanition across Canada, and we have agreement holders, spots available right across Canada. So if you know someone who's looking for a fabulous woman entrepreneurial opportunity, like, let us know, because we want to grow and expand across the country. Just think of all the great things we could do when we're doing business with people in BC and New Brunswick and Ontario and gosh, all over. So yeah, if you know someone who needs an opportunity like Karen just did to snatch one up, make sure that you tell them about us, because we're not just staying in Alberta. We're not going to let the grass grow under our feet here. I had a couple of things to share here. This one I really like. I think, Karen, this really exemplifies kind of like what you were saying. And this is a quote from Kristen Armstrong. And she says, I want to get more comfortable being uncomfortable. I want to get more confident being uncertain. I don't want to shrink back just because something isn't easy. I want to push back and make more room in the area between I can't and I can. And maybe that spot is called I will. You know, mindset. Who was talking about that earlier? Was it, okay, Laura Phil. Mindset is a powerful thing. When you make up your mind that you're going to do something, it's done. It's done. You don't let people come, you know, yeah, exactly, Laura Phil, go ahead. You were going to say something.
Yeah, if you say in your mind you're dead, you're going to be dead. But if you said in your life that you will be successful and winner, then you will be a winner in life.
So true. Rose, how about you?
Well, I love Karen's story that, you know what, we're not a function of our circumstances, we're what we make of our circumstances, and taking all those experiences, it is amazing, right? It's interesting because a few years ago, I was in a job interview and someone asked me, and this goes back to mindset, the interviewer asked me and said, you know, what adversity have you faced? Like what, you know, tell me about your life. And my first thought was, I've actually lived a pretty charmed life. Like I don't have, I'm thinking I'm doing that. And then I told my girlfriend who we grew up together, we're each other's bridesmaids and we've been friends since elementary school. And I told her the question and her first reaction was, she goes, where did you start? But that was not my mindset. Like it's doing that. I was like, no, I have not lived a charmed life, but I was confident in the moment, right? So that mindset really matters. And I didn't see it as going like, I don't think those were adversities, those were experiences. And I love that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rose. Wow, our time just really flew by again today. I always am sad when we're done for the day. Darlene Schindel says, thanks again, ladies, for a great buzz. Teresa Stanley says, I love all of that. That was shared. So that's wonderful. We're going to have to sign off because we're already out of time. But I wanted to say one last thing here. It's really hard to get comfortable being uncomfortable all the time, but when you do, amazing things happen. So let's not be fearful. Let's get that fearless, like Jessica said. Let's get that fearless out. So thanks to Womanish and thanks, Dorothy, for being our host and our platform. Thanks to Catherine again for making us all look so good. Teresa Stanley, thanks for stepping up and being our sponsor today. To our panelists, Laura, Phil, Jessica, Rose, Karen, thanks for making this program such a great success today. What a great subject. Mark your calendar for October. The Buzz will be back with Be Different or Be Dead month. October, be different or be dead, and we don't want to be dead. So let's look at being different. Thank you to all of our participants. We will see you in September at the magazine launches in the South and in the North, and we're looking forward to growing with you into the new season of Womanition. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and may the buzz be with you.
Thank you, Doreen. Great job.
Woo!
Thank you so much, ladies. Have a good day.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks for coming.